Who could hear me? Was that loud? Did I yell into the mic? Shouldn't matter. She texts me as soon as I start the show. Could have been earlier. Could have been 5 minutes earlier, or 2 hours later. Had to be 2 minutes after I started. Welcome everybody. My name is Godlewski. Most of you already know that. I don't know what's going on with the emojis, dancing emojis, in the Rumble chat. It's kind of annoying, but I think what it is to distract the mods from the actual spammers. Just listen. Anything you see over in the Rumble chat that's a link, do not click it. It is not endorsed by me. It is spam, and it is designed to get you to click it so it could implant malware on your device and or sell you something, which again has nothing to do with me. So please do not click any of the links in the Rumble chat. Please don't click any of the links in the Rumble comments down below either. They also do not have anything to do with me. No one putting those links out there is endorsed by me whatsoever to do so. You may see my name in them with like it's spelled wrong and a bunch of letters after it or whatever. It's not me. It's not me. Lynn Wood, I mentioned this last show, but Lynn Wood actually is being sued right now because somebody that pretended to be Lynn Wood scammed the viewer or the customer from out of however much money, I don't know. But it wasn't Lynn Wood. It was just a scammer. So these guys are desperate losers, and they prey on people like you. And it's not me. My mods are going to do the best job that they could while I do my show. Afterwards, of course, we'll clean up the channel. But these are all bots, and that they are not, actual people. They're just bots that are told what to do, and they sick them on a channel and hope people like you click it and fall for it. So boy, do we got a show tonight. I think what we're going to talk about tonight affects each and every one of us in a variety of different ways. First and foremost, financially. Our financial future is in flux right now. It's kind of just hanging right in the middle, and could go either way. It could drop and we all lose everything, or somebody could step in and really turn it around for the future of not only the United States, but other countries as well. And we're going to talk a lot about that tonight. I have a major Intel drop, probably the biggest Intel drop that I've made in the last couple of years at least. It's big because, again, it affects all of us, not just one of us, not just those of us with money, not those of us without money. It affects all of us. And it's something that I think we've been hoping and praying for and waiting for a very long time. But that Intel drop is going to come at the end of the show because I want to lead up to it and show you some things that I don't necessarily think you're aware of. And I'm going to show you why I don't think you're aware of them too. Because, man, I got this news this morning. I was just so excited. I literally all day, I couldn't wait to do the live. I almost did the live earlier, but I was afraid that we would lose some people that usually tune in at the time that it's announced. So I didn't do that, but I'm excited. I'm really excited about this. I also have a couple announcements in between that I want to make, and make fun of a few people. And they're bad people, so don't worry about it. It's not like I'm making fun of good people. I would never do that. Just bad people. So another thing, while I'm on the bot subject and the spam and the emojis and everything going on in the Rumble chat, you do have the opportunity to get out of the Rumble chat if all that stuff annoys you. If it does, just head over to Locals. Locals is a $15 a month subscription. You could cancel anytime. If you buy it for a year, I think it drops all the way down to like $120, which is only $10 a month. So you pay that one time, you get 12 months of access. It has its own private messaging boards. It has its own chat, live chat, just like the one that you're on now on Rumble, just like the one that you're on now on Twitter or X or DLive or whatever. And it's only $15 a month. You can only pay 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, whatever you want. I have no ability to control the Spring Hill, Florida. My sister and I watching. FYI, Sis turns 50 on May 13th. Happy birthday to Sis, although we didn't get their name. So happy birthday to you in Spring Hill. We're going to do shout outs in a second. But yeah, so head over to locals. That's philgodlewski.locals.com. Q channel is up. It should be channel 1226. Is it not that? I didn't hear of it changing at all. I hate that it bounces around like that. It's one of my number one complaints is that I can't just get a set channel. You know what I mean? On Q streaming. If you're on Q streaming, you don't got to worry about anything. You just put it on your TV and you go. You know, you don't got to worry about messaging boards or anything like that. Channel 1188. Channel 1188, we're on Q. Let me actually update that on Telegram because I have it wrong. I don't know why it changed. No one tells me that it's going to change. I don't know. There we go. All right, we got that. All right, shout outs. Tell me where you're from. Hanover, Massachusetts, Utah, somewhere in Utah. Lake Placid, Florida, Reading, Pennsylvania. A lot of happy birthdays going out to that Springville. Pittsburgh. Yeah, I'm going to have to go back over here again. It's too hard. It goes so fast. There's too many people. Ohio, Clearwater, Florida. Platte, South Dakota. California, Buckeye, Arizona. Braham, Minnesota. Vernon, Connecticut. Denmark. Midland, Michigan. Gloucester, England. I think that's how you say it. No idea. Shelbynia, Missouri. That's a new one. Hamilton, Alabama. Garrettsville, Ohio. Grand Rapids, Michigan. Queens, New York. Remus, Michigan. Truckville, Virginia. There's no trout here at all. Oh, Troutville. I get it. Troutville, Virginia, but it has no trout. Got it. Casa Grande, Arizona. Eberson, Washington. Slapout, Alabama. That's probably fake. El Paso, Texas, because it just doesn't sound real. El Paso, Texas. Downey, California. Big D, Dallas. Toms River, New Jersey. Played baseball there. Struck out Tom Frazier. That was good. It was a good pitcher. Holland, Massachusetts. Jamestown. I went to Division I. Jamestown, New York. Mount Sterling, Kentucky. Finger, Tennessee. Probably fake. New Caney, Texas. Alabama. Roll Tide. Dayton, Ohio. Iowa Hawkeyes reporting in. Klamath Falls, Oregon. South Dakota. Bloomington, Illinois. Kalamazoo, Michigan. Aztec, New Mexico. Hanover, Virginia. Twin Falls, Idaho. Fort Mill, South Carolina. Schurrerville, Indiana. Hershey, Pennsylvania. Love the chocolate. Scottsdale, Arizona. Flat Earth, Indiana. That one's true. Casper, Wyoming. You can get one that I haven't seen in a while. Queen Creek, Arizona. Oskaloosa, Iowa. That's pretty cool. I wish I lived there. Honolulu. My fellow Hawaiians. And one more for good measure. Let's see. Sulphur Springs, Arkansas. Wouldn't want to live there though. You know, but I will send Calipari there because he's a cheater. Let him breathe in all the sulfur. I don't know. It's probably not really Sulphur Springs there. Anyway, there probably was. Anyway. All right, that's enough of the shout outs. Okay, we got a big show tonight. A couple things I want to mention first. Let me hop right into a screen share. What? That's not possible. Hold on a sec. There it is. Oh, why wasn't that on there though? That's really strange. All right, let me just. Okay, there we go. All right, let's screen share. All right, so what we have here is a. Just make sure it's up before I speak. There's the purple. There's the screen share. It looks good. Let's make it big. Can we make it bigger? There we go. So this is Roger Stone. For those of you that don't know Roger Stone has, well, let's put it this way. Roger Stone was primarily responsible for convincing Donald Trump, and not only Donald Trump, but the military of the United States to allow Donald Trump to run for president. Roger Stone was a key proponent of Donald Trump and continues to be a key proponent of Donald Trump. And if you remember, that Roger Stone was pardoned by Donald Trump for crimes that were just trumped up charges against him. So Roger Stone, longtime confidant of Donald Trump. And what we have here is Roger Stone reposting and sharing, retweeting. Now it's called reposting, I guess, because Elon's in control now. It says, read this entire thread to find out more about the fraud Nick Alvear is. Alvear is a cutout for the deep state who doesn't even make the films he takes credit for. Wow. That's a big one. A cutout for the deep state. And then he goes on to share Total Disclosure's mega thread. Total Disclosure, if you guys don't know this, is the former business partner of Nick Alvear with Good Lion Films. And according to Alessandro, his name is Alessandro. According to Alessandro, Nick Alvear really did some terrible things to Alessandro and basically booted him out of that business when he should have been the one responsible and taking the credit for all of the films. So this is a mega thread. If we click here to show this thread will come up and Alessandro will walk you through every single bit of what happened between him and Nick Alvear and show you the exact moments in time in which Alessandro could prove Nick Alvear's true allegiance. Now, for those of you that don't know, Nick Alvear is the person who, if you want to call him that, who continually defames me and has put myself and my family in harm's way by the terrible, untrue, unfounded, illegal things that he's been saying about me. And now for this to happen to Nick Alvear, for Roger Stone to get involved seemingly out of nowhere. I talked to Alessandro about this today and I said, yo, how on earth did you get Roger Stone to share this? He said I didn't. He said I didn't get Roger to share it. He just did it. Again, I'll read what Roger said again. Read this entire thread to find out more about the fraud Nick Alvear is. Alvear is a cutout for the deep state who doesn't even make the films he takes credit for. You know what's ironic? There were times that Nick was live and had said things in certain videos that suggested Roger Stone was Nick's source. Obviously, that is not true. Now, I want to say one more thing here. For those of you that have been following along, that really went through the ringer with me regarding the defamation against me and the film that was made, the billboards that were put out, and everything else. Get a restraining order. Yeah, we're working on that. I know what I'm doing. My legal team knows what they're doing, so we're working on that. But after everything Nick did to me and attempted to do, which didn't work, by the way, here I am, and I have a larger audience tonight. We're touching 29 million people watching right now. Now you know why Nick did it. Doesn't it make sense now to try to take me down? If he truly is a cutout for the deep state, like Roger Stone says he is, doesn't it all just make perfect sense? It doesn't necessarily mean what Nick said was true, right? It just means Nick had an agenda. You don't trust Roger Stone? Well, I think you should, because Trump trusts him. And I also think he had a very, very, very deep part of the Q team initially. And when I say I think, it doesn't necessarily mean I wonder if he did. It might mean that I'm positive about it. Who knows? But anyway, that's my little plug on. This is a PR nightmare for Nick Alvear. I don't know how he gets past this. And something tells me this won't be the last time a major name calls out Nick Alvear. Something tells me that. I don't know what it is. But something just, I have an inkling, like in the back of my neck. You know what I mean? An inkling back there. I don't know what an inkling is. People say that all the time. And is it like a little person? Like an inkling? You know what I mean? Like a little troll? Like a cowardly lion? See how I transitioned that? It was perfect, wasn't it? Anyway, so yeah, I just happen to feel, I have a feeling, like an inkling, that there may be more bad press for Nick from big names, even bigger than Roger Stone. I don't know. I just have an inkling. Just like a gut feeling. I wouldn't. I'm just saying, like, it might happen. Gut feeling. Anyway, a spidey sense. Someone just said spidey sense in the channel. Yep. Yeah, Roger Stone's always been a good guy. Anybody that is saying or thinking otherwise really needs to look into a little bit more. We could take a deep dive on Roger Stone another time. It's not going to be for tonight. I want to shout out to one of my sponsors real quick. That is the Wellness Company. The link is in the caption. I'm sorry. The link is in the description of this video. It's twc.health/Phil Godlewski. I'm sorry, /Phil. And if you use code Phil at checkout, our average customers are saving about $30 right now. Company has things like ivermectin. Where's the rest of it? Ivermectin, amoxicillin, hydroxychloroquine, treats over 30 common diseases, 8 life-saving prescription-only medications. Use code Phil to save almost $30, at checkout. Link is in the description for the Wellness Company. We've sold thousands and thousands of those emergency medical kits so far. And my sponsors are really, really happy with the turnout. And obviously, they are extending tons of savings onto you. A lot of times you can't get those emergency medical kits anymore from your doctor. Doctors are under the influence of the cabal. So having your own personal. That was me. I did that. I didn't rewind anything, and it didn't go slow. I know I do a really good impression of like a slow roll like that. So thank you very much. Well, then why did Nick make the greatest show on earth? Well, that's what they do. A deep state operative will embed themselves within the community and appear to be a good guy. And they'll make films and they'll do this and they'll do that. Now, Alessandro on the other end had firsthand knowledge of this. By the way, if you're not on Alessandro's channel, I don't know what you guys are waiting for. Alessandro does incredible work. He is the brainchild behind Good Lion Films. And you can see that now. Nick hasn't really put out any relative content since the split with Alessandro. And now that Nick has been outed by Roger Stone as being a cutout for the deep state, his words, you could start to see how but that's what they do. They embed themselves within the community, gain your trust, and then turn on what they turn. Whenever their handler tells them to turn, they turn. And that's exactly what Nick did to me. Now it all makes sense. Yeah, I'm actually happy after I read that this morning. I'm not just happy because Alvir's ego takes an enormous hit, and he hates that. Two things that Nick hates the most: his ego being hurt and his money being threatened. And both of those things are happening. 77% his subscriptions are down to his website. Little Birdie told me that information. An inkling. I have an inkling. Anyway, let's move on. We got a major set of things to talk about tonight, culminating with an enormous announcement that is about to hit the news. And you guys have an opportunity right now to get out ahead of that announcement and try to better yourselves. Now, the announcement tonight is going to help. What is the health website? It is TWC, like the wellness company, TWC.health/Phil. It's also in the description of the Rumble video. TWC.health/Phil. And then at checkout, there are instructions on there to use code Phil at checkout, but when you're checking out, use code Phil. Yes, Alessandro is on Telegram. His Telegram is called Total Disclosure. Type that in the search bar. I'll share it right now, actually. Alessandro's doing God's work. Oh, listen, Alessandro and I haven't got along. Well, it's not. I have never said anything negative about Alessandro, but he had some choice comments for me, you know, in at one time. But things change. You know, people are allowed to have opinions about someone and then change those opinions. It doesn't mean that what you thought originally has to be thought now. You could change your mind on someone. There's nothing that says that you can't do that, right? So I've never had anything against Alessandro. I feel really terrible for what he went through with Nick, but boy, is he turning that around. His Telegram subscriptions are up, according to what he told me today, about 400 to 500%. You know, since this whole thing has gone down. So really proud of that. He's got great documentaries listed on his channel. His subscription prices are a lot of them are free, but his subscription prices are super cheap. So plug out for Alessandro. Keep doing the good deeds, because we need people like you out there, and we need people like Nick not out there. He won't be around too much longer, so don't worry about that. I mean, he'll be alive. He just won't be in our community. Okay, that wasn't a threat. I don't threaten. All right, so much like we did in the last couple of shows, I'm going to do a presentation type live tonight because I think I want to package this in a certain way that it all makes sense going up to the culmination at the end of the live where there's the announcement and the intel. If I don't do that lead up, it's going to be, if I just come out and blur it out, you're going to be like, oh, yay. But I want to show you things that, like, you know what I mean? It's just how I do it. So there we go. All right, let me get up. Share screen. Share window. No, we're going to share this window. There we go. All right, let me just make sure this is sharing properly, and then we'll get started. All right, so I'm still down here. See me? I didn't go anywhere. This is just a Pages program that I put together, Pages document rather, that I put together just to put things in order. I know it doesn't look, you know, super cool or anything, but it'll get the job done tonight. So I know tonight's live was titled, what the heck was the title? The Future of Gold. I know I titled it that. But before we start talking about gold, I want to talk about silver. And then I'm going to tie it into gold at the end. Okay? Because for a long time now, for the last 3-4 years, it seems like you can't get me on a live stream without me mentioning silver in some way, shape, or form. Now, the detractors will try to tell you, well, yeah, Phil, because you make money off of anyone that subscribes to your sober thing. Oh, Spring Hill, Florida. Sister is Jenny. Absolutely amazing. She's been following you a long time. Thank you so much for the shout out. You're welcome. Happy birthday, Jenny. Happy birthday to you. All right, that was dumb. Happy birthday, Jenny, though. I'm sorry I was dumb on your birthday. I'm dumb every day, honestly. It's just like a regular thing. Happy birthday, Jenny. Anyway, every time I talk, it seems like I speak about silver, and you know, the negative Nellies, the negative Nancys, the Karens out there will tell you, yeah, you talk about silver because you make money on people on silver. Well, it's true. I do make money on different companies that I'm associated with when it comes to precious metals. But if you look at the numbers of my following and how many people watch me on a regular basis, I'm going to make money on something. Why? Because that's just a numbers game. If I have 30 million people watching me and I get 0.5% to buy something, anything, it could be a local subscription, it could be Q streaming, it could be 7K metals, it could be gold quiz, it could be anything, it could be literally anything, merchandise, anything, 0.5%. Well, let's do the math. 10% of 30 million is 3 million. Okay? Following me so far? 10% of 30 million. Half of that, I'm sorry, 1% of that, 10% of the 10%, which would be 1% of the overall. So 10% of, let me go back. 30 million followers, 10% of that is 3 million. Okay? 10% of that, which would be 1% of the overall, would be 300,000. Half of that would be 150,000. So we're talking about 1/2 of 1% of people is 150,000. That's a lot. So no matter what I do, because of this profession and because of how blessed I am and because of the business choices I made, I'm going to do okay. It's not about me doing okay. It hasn't been for a very long time. Okay, for years now, it hasn't been about that. I told you guys this before, and I want to say this at the beginning of the live because it's very important. I told you this before. I could literally shut down now, walk away, become a private citizen, not have my face on any social media anymore, stop doing shows, no more microphones, no more cameras. You'll never see me again, and I will live happily the rest of my life in private. This isn't about me anymore. It's about, and it hasn't been for years, it's about helping as many people as I could possibly help while there's still time to do it. And this is the opportunity that you have. And what choice you make today, by the end of tonight, by tomorrow, that's up to you. No one's going to interfere with your choices. Certainly not me, no one else. Okay? Now, first thing I want to talk about tonight is silver. This article is from the New York Times. The reason why I chose the New York Times is because they are a cabal institute. They are a far left, cabal-owned, deep state-driven, agenda-type mainstream media outlet. That was good. That was good what I just did there. If I had to do it again, I wouldn't be able to. But I flowed. I flowed like MC Hammer. Too legit. Wow. I'm really failing now. Anyway, I chose the New York Times for all those reasons. And the reason why I chose the Times in this particular case is because this article tells you exactly what's happening. Now, you're going to have to go and find the article itself. There's the publisher down bottom, or the journalist down bottom, Kevin Bradshear, reporting from Beijing, New York Times. You could get this on the internet. It's available. It says, how China came to dominate the world in solar energy. Beijing is set to further increase its manufacturing and installation of solar panels as it seeks to master global markets and wean itself from imports. Okay? Sounds like a pretty nothing article, right? Sounds pretty bland and boring. Like, would you actually click this and read it? No, but now you might. Because let me tell you what the article says. With those solar investments that China is set to increase its manufacturing and the installation of solar panels, they are going to use in 2024 700 ounces of silver. Let me say that again. According to the article, the increased manufacturing that China is set to do in the year 2024 for solar panels and then sell them worldwide, they require 700 million ounces of silver. Now, when that article was sent to me, I thought to myself, 700 million ounces? So I started doing the math on that, like at $30 spot price, holy crap, that's just so much money, right? But then I started doing different math. And let me tell you the other math I started to do. Now again, just to catch you up, this article from the failing New York Times, as Trump calls them, indicates that China, Beijing, is set to further increase its manufacturing and installation of solar panels as it seeks to master global markets and weed itself from imports. No more imports. They want solar panels. But to build solar panels, you need silver. Have we not heard that somewhere before? Solar panels. China needs 700 million ounces of silver to hit their quota that they need to increase for their increased production that they've announced for 2024. So you do the math on that, and that's a lot of money. They need a lot of money to produce those panels, right? Let's do other math. How much silver is actually mined worldwide? Because that's what I started thinking about. If they need 700 million ounces of silver, where are they going to get that from? Because I thought I knew how much silver was produced in mines worldwide. And then I realized I must be wrong. I have to be wrong. There's no way that China is going to take 700 million ounces of silver because, well, let's get into it. This is from a website called Statista. And you can get statistics on just about anything from this website. It's a really, really good website. This particular graph that's on the screen is the mine production of silver worldwide from 2005 to 2023. Now you can see here, it generally flows between 20,000, this is in metric tons, by the way, you can see it right here, anywhere from 20,000 metric tons to 25,000 metric tons. Now last year in 2023, this line, because this is only an image on the screen, it's not going to come up and tell you what it is, but I'm going to tell you what it is because I did it earlier. This line right here in 2023 represents 26,000 metric tons. Okay, so that's what was mined out of the ground in 2023. And you could see year by year, anywhere from 21, this looks like 20, another 21, 22, 23, 24, 23, 26, 27, 28, 25. You can see it's all in that vicinity. Doesn't go up much, doesn't go down much. Why? Because there's only a certain amount of silver mines in the world. The world is only so big, and it could only produce so much silver. Does that sound familiar? Because I think I heard that somewhere before. I said it. Okay. Now, as you can see, in 2023, they produced 26,000 metric tons. So we have a little bit of a unit issue here. We're talking about 700 million ounces, right? And then we're talking about tons. And not only are we talking about tons, we're going to go over to the metric system. We're talking about metric tons. So we have to do a conversion, okay? Luckily, you don't have to do it in your head because there are websites that will do the conversion for you. So let's look at them. 1 metric ton, as you can see right here, equals 35,273.96 ounces. Got that? Okay. So if we're looking at 26,000 metric tons, how many ounces is that? Well, it's this number. 9.17123 E plus 8. Okay, well, what the hell is 9.7? For those of you that don't have a scientific calculator that we used to use in 10th grade, Here it is. Put that scientific notation, the E notation, into another calculator and hit convert, and here's what you get. This big long number right here. 917123000. Okay? So now we know that 26,000 metric tons converted to ounces is this E number, scientific E notation number, and it results in this number. So that results in 917,123 ounces total mined in 2023. Anyone starting to see a problem yet? Well, let's look at that conversion again. We've got to make sure we didn't get it wrong, right? China needs 700 million ounces just for their solar panels. Keep in mind, this is just for their solar panels, the ones that they are manufacturing. This isn't for the United States solar panels made in the United States, anything in Europe, all the companies over there that make solar panels. This is just China. This is what they need for 2024. Okay? Here's the mine production, silver worldwide, 2023, 26,000 metric tons. Okay? 1 metric ton equals 35,273.96 ounces. 26,000 metric tons, which comes from this graph, equals that long number, scientific notation, 917. Okay? So this is what was mined in 2023. 917,123 ounces. Hold on a second now. If we subtract the 700,000 that China needs from the total that was mined in 2023, we have a major problem. Major problem. And here's why. Because that takes out 3/4 of the entire supply in the world. And that only leaves us with 217 million ounces of silver. What about cell phones? What about computers? What about medical equipment? Everything in a hospital that you see, every piece of medical equipment has silver in it. Where on earth do you get the rest of the silver? For the demand. It is depleting the silver supply, depleting it almost down to nothing. Here's an article. Solar surge put pressure. This is from Kristen Ziv and Morgan Bazilin. I can't remember the website this is from, but I will post it after the show. I know it's a little small. Let me see if I can make it a little bigger. Whoop, look at that. You could do it. Solar surge puts pressure on silver supply, but look for the silver lining. This is just an article from last month, February 14th, 2 months ago. As the global demand for solar panels soars, so does the demand for silver, a key component in the manufacturing of photovoltaic PV panels. Solar installations are breaking records worldwide in both volume and low price. According to Bloomberg NEF, installations were up 64% from 22 to 23 to 413 gigawatts. Leading the charge is China, which added 240 gigawatts in 2023 alone. Gee, I wonder how Elon Musk feels about China needing 700 million ounces of silver. Because you know that little company he has called Tesla? You know what his batteries use? Oh, and by the way, Tesla in the United States is out manufacturing and outselling Tesla's by far number one, and they're outselling the number 2 and the number 3 manufacturer in the United States by double. Where's Elon going to get his silver from? Because I could tell you, 217 million ounces. That's not enough. What about coins? How are they going to keep minting coins in silver? Let's talk about that later. Anyway, leading the charge is China, which added 240 gigawatts in 2023 alone. Last year, photovoltaics consumed 142 million ounces of silver, or 13.8% of total silver usage worldwide, up from nearly 5% in 2014. Wow. 5% in 2014. Last year in 2023, 13.8%. And that was at 142 million ounces. China needs 700 million. That's 5 times it. So take the 13.8 and multiply that by 5. It's like 62%, 63% of the world supply going to China for their solar. Wow. The durability and high electrical conductivity of silver make it attractive for many industrial uses, particularly electronics. But in the past 10 years, the solar industry's share of the global silver has almost tripled. Not only are solar installations multiplying, but silver use per solar panel is growing too, meaning that they're using more silver in each panel by a factor more than 2. More silver content makes solar cells more efficient. Bloomberg estimates that by 2030, solar panels will consume about 20% of total demand given trend predictions. Oh yeah? Nope. 20%? Nope. Much more like 50 to 60%, if not more. The demand for silver is through the roof. And I think now you could see why we've kept saying silver, 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 not gold, gold, gold. Obviously, right now, the price of silver is so depressed and so fraudulently pushed down that anyone can afford to buy it. Now, let's talk about that. Let me put myself on the screen real quick, myself only, because I love looking at myself. There we go. It's so much better. Let's talk about who you are and who this applies to and how you could get involved. And we'll talk more on gold in a second. And that's where the big announcement comes. If you are struggling to the point where you don't have savings, you don't have any more than paycheck to paycheck money in your bank, you don't have money stashed away in a safe, under your mattress, in a bank account, or any account really, then really investing in metals isn't really for you at this time anyway. It may be in the future, but right now it's not. Those of you that could really benefit from what we're talking about tonight and benefit now are those of you that do have some sort of savings. So it could be in a savings account in your bank. It could be in stock in a certain company. It could be in oil. It could be in Apple. It could be in Google. It could be in a whole bunch of different things. It could be in an IRA or 401k. Those of you that do have that fiat dollar in those type of things, cryptocurrency is another one. Why? 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 Why would you do that? I'm not you. So I can't answer that question. I'm not in your mind, and I don't know why you're doing it. But I want you to answer it. Why? The stats that I just put on the screen. Silver right now is $28 and some cents an ounce. A few days ago, it was $24 an ounce. So it went up $4 in a few days. That's a huge, huge increase. Okay? You could afford it. because it's so cheap. Let's not talk about gold. Gold is approaching 2,400 an ounce, which is an all-time high. Of course, that's going up, and you're going to see why in about 15 minutes. But you could afford silver if you have those savings, yet you're not doing it. Even though what you saw on the screen shows that we are running into an enormous silver shortage very soon. And simple supply and demand tells you that if you have a shortage of something, the price of it, what? Goes up. That's just simple supply and demand. We're taught that, listen, we're taught that in 9th grade. Someone say, oh, well, you can't give financial advice. No, I'm not a financial advisor, and I'm just pointing out articles that have words written that tell you what's happening in the global economy. Why do you think silver is going up now? Do you think it's only about inflation and about Biden? It's about what other countries are trying to do. These other countries are trying to rip the silver out of the market. Is China actually going to build all those solar panels? I doubt it. They just want the silver. They're going to buy the silver from mines at a really cheap price, and they're going to hoard it. I guarantee you they're not going to produce anywhere near the amount of the solar panels that are in that article that they say they're going to produce. Guaranteed. Guaranteed. They're going to take that silver and they're going to sit on it because they know exactly what's happening. If you have your wealth somewhere else other than a minute, and that's just silver. This is the obvious one. If you have your wealth in crypto, in the stock market, God forbid you have it in the stock market. Sorry. I had a chicken sandwich earlier and it's giving me this thing. It's weird. $28 an ounce. Many of you, I've been getting messages all day today ever since these silver prices and the gold prices are flying. We have IRAs and 401ks that have been rolled over through one of my companies. And people are literally up tens of thousands of dollars just in the last few weeks alone, let alone dating back to last year when I first came out with the opportunity to roll over. Goldquiz.com. I mean, I can't say it enough. The link is down in the description of this Rumble video. If you haven't made an appointment yet with them, I don't know what to tell you. I mean, this could very well be your last shot at doing it because all these reports are now coming out and now the eyes of the world are on precious metals. It's not just us on the right. It's not just us anymore. The eyes of the world are looking at the global supply of precious metals. And now they're looking at, well, what they're looking at is the demand currently. But then they're going to start looking at the supply like we just did. And when they start to do that, you're not going to be able to buy it. Forget it. You're not going to be able to buy it. But you will be able to sell it. To who? Elon needs silver. Pretty sure he's not going to stop producing car batteries. Pretty sure those batteries do not run without silver. You can't recreate silver. It's an element. It's one of God's metals. It's one of God's currencies. There's no recreating it. The durability of it and the reflective properties that it has is not recreatable by man. Cannot be done. Cannot be done. Pretty sure Elon's going to need it. Who else is going to need it? The military, all military worldwide. Enormous, enormous military applications for silver and their equipment and their arsenal. $28 an ounce as of today. I have a company called goldquiz.com. It's an affiliate marketing company. It's not really a company. Goldquiz.com, if you have any sort of savings whatsoever, it does not have to be a 401k or an IRA anymore like it used to be. If you do have them, you got a really easy rollover process. But if you just have savings, a savings account, if you have money stashed somewhere and you want to get it into the metals market, they can walk you through how to do that. They can walk you through the process and how to do that. Goldquiz.com, link is down below. Let's talk about gold while we're at it. While we're talking about Gold Quiz, let's talk about it. We're going to listen to a short video here real quick. Let me switch the mic over. Before I do switch the mic over, this is going to sound a little echoey, but it's the best I could do. The setup that I have doesn't allow me to get this sound on that microphone. So I have to play it through the camera mic, which is annoying, but it's how it has to work. So it's going to get echoey, but you will be able to hear it. So, and then I'll switch it back to my mic when the video is over. Here we go. This is Colonel Douglas McGregor. He's a retired colonel of the U.S. Army. He's also the CEO of a website called ourcountryourchoice.com. In the beginning, there no sound. No sound in the video? Okay. Really weird. You should have been able to hear that through the camera mic. Okay, let me switch this around here real quick. I'm dealing with it. Hold on one second, guys. I'm sorry. Can you hear that? Did you guys hear that just now or no? I know you could hear me, but did you hear that playing just now when I restarted it? No? Okay. I don't know what to do then. I don't know why. You should be able to hear it. It makes no sense because I hear it. And if I could hear it, you should be able to hear it. The camera mic should be able to pick it up. And yeah, let's try this. Okay, guys. Sorry about that. I don't know why we can't hear it. We should be able to hear it. And I tried all three audio sources, the microphone, the camera mic, as well as my iPhone, and none of it picked up. So I don't necessarily know why that's happening that way. The only thing that I could think of is maybe I could play it. No, it's not going to work either. I'm going to post the video right now in Telegram. I know a lot of you are not on Telegram, but that's the only thing that I could do, that I could think of to get you to hear it. And after I post it, I'm not going to talk about it. I'm going to post it and let you listen to it. After I do that, I'm just going to move on, and you could listen to it in your own time. It's the only thing that's going to make sense right now. All right, I just posted it. It's uploading right now. It's going to take a minute. Oh, it's going so slow. Of course it is. Why would it be going fast considering that I'm live? You know what I mean? Crazy. All right, it's uploading the Telegram now on my announcements channel. It's about halfway done. Let me give you, while it uploads, let me give you an idea of what he was talking about. Douglas MacArthur, I think his name was, in that video. He's basically talking about BRICS. He's talking about how BRICS is affecting the world, and not only in currency and not only in the alliance that BRICS is forming. We're going to talk about BRICS in detail in a second, and gold in detail in a second too. But he's saying how BRICS is disrupting the global market in terms of everything. If you don't know what BRICS is, we're going to define BRICS in a minute, and then we're going to talk in detail about BRICS. But he's saying in that video how much effect BRICS is actually having on other political agendas that the deep state and the cabal wanted us to buy into. The war in Israel, Hamas, all this stuff that was going on. They thought that was going to be a huge, huge distraction, right? And because of BRICS and the BRICS alliance that's happening, it just didn't happen. And then he got into gold-backed security, gold-backed currency. In the United States right now, I don't know if you guys know this, but in the United States right now, we have the fiat dollar. We have the US dollar. The US dollar is given to us and backed by an entity called the Federal Reserve. The Federal Reserve is neither federal nor is it a reserve. First of all, we'll start with the latter part first. A reserve is something that you hold to back up something else. So if I say, hey, I will give you $10,000. But if I give that to you, I want you to give me something in reserve in case I never get my money back. Okay? The Federal Reserve kind of works that same way. What happens in the United States is for every $1 that's in circulation, going around different merchants throughout the entire nation, the Federal Reserve also holds $1 to back up that dollar. It's a reserve, except they don't do that. They say that they're supposed to, but they don't. Okay? It's also not federal. The Federal Reserve is not part of the United States government. It is a central bank. A central bank is a part of a central banking network globally. There is the Central Bank of Europe. There is the Central Bank of India. There is the Central Bank of Canada. And they're all called different things. It might be called Royal Bank of Canada. Whatever, I don't know. I don't know what it's called. But the central banking system are all owned by the same people, foreign people. The Rothschilds. In particular, the Rothschilds. Okay? So your Federal Reserve that holds your money, they don't back it up like they're supposed to. And it's not the government doing it either. So whenever you see Federal Reserve, think cabal, because that's what they are. They are the cabal. And they control our banking system. So what BRICS has done, and this is what it says in the video, what BRICS has done is they said, nope, no more. We're not doing that anymore. We're not letting a central banking system establish our interest rates, our rules, how much we could do, how much we can't do. We're not doing it. And all these countries came together and said, we're not doing that anymore. We don't need them. They've done nothing but bad things to our economies in our countries. We are forever in debt because of the central banking system. We're starting our own thing. We're no longer going to use the US dollar. We are going to use our own currency. And that formed the BRICS alliance. Let's talk about BRICS. Now, here's where things get super interesting. All right, so obviously we cannot watch that video, but we don't have to. Oh, shit. There was this video too. Okay, this one we can watch because it doesn't have any audio. I want to do a little special thing here. I want to show you the top 10 countries in the world that have the largest gold reserves. And as we look at these countries, the very next, this should actually be one above, but it's okay. The very next thing, here are all the countries right now that are involved in BRICS, okay? The first four that I have right up top here, these are the namesake of BRICS, B-R-I-C-S. For those of you not familiar with BRICS, these are the four countries that started BRICS: Russia, Brazil, India, China, South Africa. These four have been recently accepted, and the rest of these have applications in to be accepted. And this is not the full list. This is just the list that I came up with. And for purposes of the demonstration that I'm about to put on the screen, you're going to see why I did this. So we're going to watch this video. No audio is required for this video. This video is just going to tell you who the top 10 countries in the world that hold the largest amount of gold. Okay? And as we go through that list, we're going to look at the BRICS list. And we're going to make some notations. Ready? Here we go. The Netherlands, 613 tons of gold. Netherlands on here anywhere? Oh, look at that. Netherlands. Okay, we're just going to make them red for a minute. Just for a minute. So number 10. The number 10 country in the world is the Netherlands. India. India. Now, I've heard of India before because, oh, look at that right up top there. How about that? One of the first ones to start BRICS. Interesting. Who's next? I don't know why he keeps going back to the beginning. That's oddly annoying. Netherlands, India. Tells you a little, it's the world's second biggest consumer of gold, boosted by its popularity at Indian weddings. Yeah, right. Japan. Okay. Is Japan on the BRICS list somewhere? A, B, C, D, F, G, H, I, J. Look at that. How about that? Japan is on that list. Can you imagine that? 3 of the top 10 so far. Okay, let's go back to the video. And this is from the World Economic Forum, so this is definitely cabal video right here. You know about India. Japan was next, right? Who's next? Switzerland. Okay, Switzerland, you on here? The Swiss? Nope. Not yet, huh? Switzerland not in BRICS? Okay. No problem, no problem. I'm sure you will be. All right, I don't know why this keeps going back to the beginning. Super, super stupid. I'm just going to watch the whole thing and then I'm going to remember them all. And we got you. Switzerland, you're not on the list. Sorry to tell you. The world's most gold per capita. China. I know you're on the list. China assets are held in foreign currencies, not gold. Yeah, right. It's a lie. China and Russia. Look at that. I know C and R. France? China, Russia, France. Italy. China, Russia, France, Italy. Germany. China, Russia, France, Germany, Italy. China, Russia, France, Germany, Italy. Let's see. All right. China. Got you. Russia. Got you. Is there a France? Whoop, look at you, France. Got you. Germany. Got you. Okay. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 of the top 9 so far. We didn't hear number 1 yet. 7 of the top 9 countries that hold the most amount of gold are in BRICS. Interesting. Interesting to say the least. Who's number 1 though? Number 1. Who do you guys think is number 1? Who do you think's number 1 while we watch the rest of this stupid video that has to go back to the beginning every time I hit play? No idea why. Who do you think's number 1? Oh, I forgot Italy? Okay, I'll get it in. Who's number 1? Who's he? Who is it? It's got to be somebody. The U.S.? U.S. has the most amount of gold? Let's see. We're only on 6 because of the rewind, so 6. China, and then there's a lie from the WEF. Russia. France. Italy. Germany. Who's number 1? Who is it? Germany bought steadily since 2008. Smart. 8,100 tons of gold for the United States. Wow. I didn't highlight Italy. Okay, there it is. All right, so how many we got here now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 of the top 10 gold holders are in the BRICS alliance. Let's take a closer look at BRICS. Okay. Oh, by the way, anyone have any idea why central banks bought 50% more gold in 2022 to 2023 than the previous 10 years combined? Central banks did that. Central banks. So the cabal bank systems, the Federal Reserve, the Central Bank of Europe, and all the ones that we talked about before, they bought gold. Why? Do they know something we don't know? I don't know. Let's see. So we got 8 of the top 10. The only one we don't have is Switzerland. The 2 we don't have, Switzerland and the United States. Right? Whoops. Switzerland and the United States. I want to share with you guys a article. Let me change the screen sharing real quick. Now, one thing about BRICS is that all of the BRICS countries that are in that list that we just saw, right? They want to, did my audio get messed up? No, my audio should be good. Refresh your screen if you have a bad audio. They want to use gold to back their currency. They don't want the central bank system anymore, like we talked about. Remember that? They just want their gold surpluses to say, hey, here's our currency. This is our currency now. It's no longer the central bank. We're not using them. In fact, BRICS is already starting to deny the US dollar in trade requests. They're already moving away from the dollar. And the only reason why this hasn't gone globally is because the United States has held out. Let's look at something else. I want to show you Wikipedia. Very rarely do I do anything stupid like this. Okay, let me share the screen. Okay, you should have Wikipedia on the screen right now. Should say BRICS. And, you know, we're not going to go crazy here. We're not going to go through this entire article and explain everything that it says. I'm not going to do that. If you want to go to Wikipedia and put in BRICS, you'll find this exact same article. But here is something that I want to do. First of all, let me zoom in on this a little bit so you guys could see it a little bit better. On a Mac, which is what I'm on right now, has this cool little feature where you could hit Command F. It's the search feature. It actually stands for find. Command F. I'm going to type in on this page gold. And I'm going to hit find. And you can see right here, it finds this little one. Goldman's brick era ends as fund folds after years of losses. Okay. Well, I want to know about gold because the BRICS countries want to use gold as their currency to back their currency. They want to kick out the central banks and they want to use gold for their currency. And as we just saw, 8 of the top 10 countries in BRICS are the largest gold holders in the world. Okay, so if we go to Wikipedia and we search for the word gold, I see the first reference right here on the references, Goldman Sachs. I'm going to hit my little arrow down here. Oh, another Goldman Sachs right there. Okay, well, there must be something about gold. Oh, BRICS, then chaired Goldman Sachs. No, I want the actual gold. Like, where is the mention of gold? Wait a minute. There's only 3 references to the word gold in the entire Wikipedia entry, and none of them mention gold. Only Goldman Sachs. That's not what we want. It's just finding the word in a different word. Why is Wikipedia not telling us the truth about BRICS? BRICS has come out publicly, just so you guys know, and has said, we're going to back our currency with gold. Zimbabwe is actually already doing it. Zimbabwe is one of the countries, but the rest of them haven't started doing it, but they're going to. Why does Wikipedia not say a word about gold when it comes to BRICS? Out of that entire page, and that's a long page. That entire page, not a word. Who controls Wikipedia? We know this, right? It's controlled by the cabal. They don't want you to freaking know about it. They don't want you to know about gold-backed security. They don't want you to know about the silver supply and demand crisis. Because if you knew about it, and the public actually knew about it, you would buy out the gold from Costco. Oh, wait a minute. Isn't that actually happening right now? Costco's selling gold bars. They can't keep them in stock. So maybe we are waking up, aren't we? Now, you may ask me, well, Phil, how do I get involved? I already told you. Goldquiz.com. It's the only place you need to go to get involved with what we're talking about tonight. Wikipedia, as they have done many times before, is censoring this information from us. They do not want you to know that BRICS is going to be a gold-backed security. They don't want you to know it. Let's go back to my presentation. Stop sharing screen. We're going to share again. This one. All right, so we read over the link on Wikipedia regarding BRICS. Let's look at this little number right here. A little article that we saw posted. Tried to get a sneak it by us, but they couldn't sneak it by us, could they, eh? Nope. This one just posted a couple weeks ago, March 26th. Federal Fed researchers, suggest gold standard. What? Researchers at the Federal Reserve Bank of Philadelphia say switching to the gold standard could stabilize prices. Uh-oh. So the media is starting to talk about the gold standard? Oh, boy. Really? Oh, okay. Well, what else? Wisconsin ends sound money taxes. What? Sound money, for you guys that don't know, you may have heard sound money if you're involved in 7K metals, because we have something called the sound money wallet over there, which is basically a wallet for gold and silver. But this article dated March 21st says the Wisconsin Senate has passed Assembly Bill 29, you could look this up yourself, to end sales tax on gold and silver purchases. following overwhelming support from the state assembly, sponsored by Representative Shay Sortwell. Funny little name. Why would you not tax gold and silver? Are you preparing for something? What are you preparing for? I think we know. I think we know what you're preparing for. What's this? Oh, this one. Little known coverage on these articles. Little known coverage. Not too many people read about them. Not too many people mention them. The Kremlin has announced the development of a blockchain-based payment system within the BRICS alliance. Kremlin aide Yuri Yashevkov emphasized the importance of creating an independent BRICS payment system. Oh, official currency announced, huh? A blockchain-based payment system? What, through like something like XRP maybe? So XRP isn't going to be a coin like a Bitcoin, but a system to send payments through? What is that currency going to be backed by that's sent through this digital? Because you can't actually send gold to somebody, right? Like you can't take, do I have any gold here? No, you can't take a gold coin and send it to someone as payment, right? That's not realistic. Because 1 ounce of, as of right now, and this is going to go much higher, obviously, but as of right now, 1 ounce of gold being about $2,400, you can't send a coin to somebody. You can't go to the grocery store and pay for your groceries in gold coins. How much groceries are you getting? Like enough for like 8 months? $2,400 for 1 ounce? What if it's $10,000 an ounce? What are you going to do with 1 gold coin? Nothing. But you do need an avenue to spend that money on, don't you? So the Kremlin announces the BRICS official currency is going to be through a blockchain-based payment system. Interesting. Interesting. What else? We got anything else? Oh, wait a second. There's that man again. Can't keep him away. Just this past, about 4 or 5 weeks ago, Donald Trump hints the gold standard again by truthing this following article from congress.gov, constitution.congress.gov, Article 1, Section 10, Clause 1. No state shall enter into any treaty, alliance, or confederation, grant letters of marque or reprisal, coin money, emit bills of credit, make anything but gold and silver coin a tender in payment of debts. You cannot make anything but gold and silver coin a tender in payment of debts. Trump is trying to tell us something about the return of the gold standard, citing an interesting section from the Constitution. He posted this on his network, an article of the Constitution that relates to gold and silver coin being the only allowable tender of debts. Trump's talking about it too. Not just Phil anymore, not just Phil Grifton, huh? Not just Phil trying to protect your wealth anymore. Now Trump's talking about it. The Kremlin's talking about it. The top 8 countries that hold the most amount of gold in the world are talking about it. I don't know. Something going on? Oh, then we have this. They think we're so stupid. I love how stupid they think we are because it makes me look so smart. So, I know you guys know that everyone's talking about inflation, right? The Fed is saying, oh, well, we're supposed to have cuts in 24. Now we're probably not going to have cuts. In fact, we may have to have more increases in rates. Well, of course you have to have increases in rates because you're broke. You're broke. You have no money. Of course you have to increase rates because you're done. You're finished. Vanut. Venegel. Now, knowing, this is from one of my followers, by the way. His name is Richie Rich. Sent this to me earlier today. Knowing that all of this stuff is happening with inflation, knowing that gold is going up, all-time high, setting an all-time high every day, from open to close. By the time it opens in the morning, closes in the end of the day, it's at a new high. Silver just broke $28 an ounce. probably going to hit 30 by the end of the week. Okay? Knowing all of that happening and knowing all this talk about inflation, why did the dollar index make this very, very steep change? I know it says step, but very, very steep change today. Why would the dollar be worth more after all of those things that are happening? Why? How does that make any sense at all? Inflation is on the rise. Gold is on the rise. Silver is on the rise. The Fed is talking about rate increases when they announce cuts. Your dollar is worthless. Worthless piece of shit is the US dollar. The fiat dollar is dying. No matter where you look, it's dying. How could the dollar index go up? What happened? Something happened today. Let me zoom in on that one little section right there. This was today, by the way. You can see the date there on the screen. Can I zoom anymore? Yeah. Okay. See the date there, April 10th, 2:24 p.m. This is when it was sent to me. Went up about 1%. Right around this period, right here. What's that, about 8 o'clock, 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock? No, it's probably about 10 o'clock. No, that's 12 p.m. Yeah, so about 10 to be right, it's probably about 9 here. Yeah, about 9. So about 8 a.m. this morning, 8:30, 9 a.m. this morning. Why did the dollar go up? What on earth would cause the dollar to go up? Knowing that all these countries are getting into BRICS, right? Knowing that BRICS is talking about gold-backed security, knowing that Trump is talking about the gold standard again. It's not the first time he's done that. Knowing that Roger Stone called Nick Alvear a deep state cutout. That has nothing to do with BRICS at all. I just wanted to throw that in one more time before the end of the live. Knowing that inflation is on the rise, gold is on the rise, silver is on the rise, why would the dollar go up? It wouldn't. Something happened this morning, didn't it? Yeah, it did. Yeah, something happened this morning. You guys want to know what happened, or should I keep it to myself? Want me to give you a hint? I'll give you one hint. Just one little hint. A small hint. Just a little tiny hint. I'm not going to give you a big hint. I'll give you a little hint. What happened today? What happened today to that dollar? Why would it go up? Why would the dollar go up when everything else is causing the dollar to go down? Did someone do something today? Did someone make a little bit of an announcement today? Did someone finally sign off on something today? Ladies and gentlemen, today at approximately 8, 9 a.m. Eastern Time, Donald Trump, as Commander-in-Chief of the United States, joined BRICS. That's right, the number one gold holder in terms of countries in the world is now a member of BRICS. And that makes me giddy in so many different ways, because BRICS is a gold-backed security. BRICS not only uses gold, but also uses silver to back its currency. Donald Trump has been talking about the gold standard and tweeting about the gold standard and truthing, or whatever you want to call it, about the gold standard for years. Donald Trump wanted to implement NESARA during the first thing he was going to do in his second term in January, right after being re-inaugurated, was implement NESARA. And he never got the chance to do it. He was pissed. According to people very close to Trump, and by people I don't necessarily mean other people, according to those people, one of Donald Trump's, the one thing that keeps Trump motivated the one thing that keeps Trump wanting to fight is the fact that he never got to implement NESARA. And he's not happy about it. NESARA, in this case, in the form of joining BRICS. First of all, joining BRICS, the United States joining BRICS solves many worldwide problems. It solves the worldwide debt problem because all of the debt that the United States owes to other countries is in US dollars. And if the dollar crashes and is worth nothing, and the United States and other countries of the world, especially the main countries of the world, oh, by the way, like the countries on that list, if those countries stop using the dollar and denounce the dollar for all trades and start using currency that is not backed by the central banking system and it is instead backed by the BRICS gold-backed currency, that means the dollar is dead. Literally worthless. Now, if the dollar is literally worthless, if the dollar is literally worthless, where's your money? Where's your money? I know where my money is. My money's safe. My money's safe and sound. And none of these people are going to touch it. No cabal entity is ever going to touch anything that I own ever again. Ever. Where's yours? In the stock market? How do you think the stock market's going to react to, because the stock market primarily deals with dollars, right? The fiat dollar. I think we could agree there, whether you like me or hate me. Stock market deals with dollars. How do you think the stock market's going to react to an announcement made by Donald Trump that the United States is joining BRICS? Hey, remember last live and the live before that, I said there's probably going to be a major event that causes the election in 2024 to not be had. And it's probably going to be sometime summer. Yep. It's Donald Trump announcing BRICS. And that's going to turn the elections upside down. So, let's recap. Silver is being used and hoarded like you would not believe. You still have the opportunity to get your hands on it. In fact, one of my vendors from goldquiz.com will give you $10,000 worth of free silver if you qualify. Only certain accounts qualify, but you have to go through goldquiz.com to do that. Goldquiz.com link is listed below. BRICS is being talked about by everybody. Every country, you saw the list that I put up today, every country is joining, especially the 9 out of top 10 gold holding countries in the world, now including the United States. The only one left is Switzerland. Why? Because they're Switzerland. They never seem to do anything, ever. Don't worry, they'll join. Everyone's going to have to join to be part of NESARA anyway. That's another live, another topic for another live, another time. BRICS is, I want to say, part 1 of the implementation of full-blown NESARA. It's probably in 3 stages. BRICS would be part 1, debt forgiveness part 2, resolving military conflict worldwide part 3. Now, for those of you that are only interested in debt forgiveness and you don't have the money to, really put into any kind of metals right now, even given all of the information you were given tonight and the other information that just hits you right in the face, going around the mainstream media, not even the alt media anymore, it's the mainstream media. If you really don't have the money to get involved in it, and debt forgiveness is your solution to all your problems, you just have to wait a little longer. But those of you that do have the dollar, you still have the dollar in your possession, do yourself a favor and just open your eyes. All you really got to do is open your eyes. You don't have to listen to me. You don't have to listen to anybody in the Truth or Movement. Just open your eyes and look what's happening. Look at what Trump is saying. Look at what Trump is doing. Look at what these other countries of the world are doing. Look at what you could still get gold and silver for. A year from now, when we have the same exact conversation, the prices are 10 times, 20 times, 50 times what they are now, what are you going to do? If you didn't take the chance that's in front of you, what are you going to do? I think you're going to be pretty pissed. I would be. Big announcement tonight. Donald Trump has officially signed the United States into the new gold-backed security system, BRICS. And that is one of the reasons why you're seeing gold creep. It's breaking records every day. Silver, in turn, is going to creep. And then I don't know what that was. That was kind of like a little explosion in the sky. I guess. I don't know. I didn't do it well. I wish I did it well. It would have sounded better and looked better. But I'm just too excited about where we're at right now and where we're going for humanity and where our financial future is going. Knowing that the Federal Reserve and central banking systems worldwide are going to be extinguished, that takes the money completely away from the cabal, and they are helpless and hopeless. You're living through the greatest time in human history right now. That's it for tonight, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the presentation. I strongly advise you to share. First of all, if you're watching on Rumble right now, please hit the thumbs up button. I really want the algorithm to kick in on Rumble and this to spread big time. So please hit that thumbs up button. Trolls, as always, make sure you hit the thumbs down button. That shows us exactly how many of you that there are. There's about 200 versus every like 10, 20, 30,000 thumbs up. So it's great. The numbers are exceedingly in our corner. Thank you guys for tuning in. Goldquiz.com, link is down below. No matter what kind of account you have, it could be a 401k, 403b, IRA, savings, just general savings. You could do an EFT, anything whatsoever. Get to goldquiz.com. Help yourself out now while you still can. And I will be back with another show most likely on Friday. We're going to talk about some more stuff. Different stuff. Love you guys. See you then.